Hello, my little munchkins, crones, and sunflowers. I'm back. You know, I told you that I was going to read on Toni Braxton because I just had this epiphany that she was suffering with survivor's remorse, and that she got that stem put in, and that's it's got to be heavy. It's heavy, and like she said, she's been sick a long time. And she doesn't understand why it's not her, why her, and why not her sister. I get all of that, but also for her to break down like that, that just let me know that it's deeper than that. Guilt, guilt, guilt. Maybe she couldn't have been there. Maybe she wasn't as there as maybe she wanted to. Maybe clearly she loved her sister. Mm-hmm. But it's like, but I can't show her now because she said I can't fix it. I can't bring her back. I can't. It's like, you know how sometimes regret, I can't fix it. I wish I could have done this, that. And sometimes when things like that happen or when someone is passing before us, we become very busy or distant because we don't want to deal with the pain of it. So it's best to avoid it than to deal with it. And then when it's all said and done, then, you know, a year you're struggling and you don't understand. It's that remorse because you wasn't there or you didn't do this or you didn't do that. But the best way to get over that feeling is to know I was where I needed to be at the time. That's just where I was. That's just where my mind was. That's where my heart was. That was the best of me at that time. That's just where I was. I couldn't show up for no one because I couldn't even show up for myself. That's the way your body sometimes deal with dramatic things or stressful things or death. It could do weird things. And then after the person is gone, because we bury it so deep inside, we have a part of us, we're so magnificent that we regenerate because we operate on energy, electricity. So it's like, as long as we're getting that charge, it could just let us keep moving. And because we keep renewing, we bury things and bury it. And then 2 years later, you don't even know why. And that's where I saw Toni. In a place where she just said, I can't even fake it anymore. I can't even hide it anymore. It was a beautiful thing. And yet she spoke volumes about the soul. So with that being said, I want to know, is it me? I'm going to put a card out for Toni. Do she have say cut, you know which way. I want to know, do she have survivor's remorse? I want to know. Thank you. You're out welcome. To you, yes. And here we go. Sword, very strong. Very, very strong, very, very airtight, very, very airtight. In other words, very focused, very strong, very not easily moved. This is air at its purest, at its finest. It's air and it's holding its victory. It's at its warring. It's the beginning of its perfection. Am I making sense? It is perfection. And this is what's representing her. It's like perfected focusedness, perfected to be able to work through things, to be able to think your way out of something, to be able to make what's nonsense, what is not nonsense, to make something that is nonsensical sensical. to be able to think, because that is what swords are. They are about the optimism of thinking, the frequencies. And this is what stands in for her. Excellence. And did I not say it is not like her to break down? Steel, hard, not movable, but yet a victory wreath over her head. To her heart, what is it? I see here the heart. You see 8 means move on. But instead, for the hearts, the before the card should be moving outward, they are moving on. She's still holding on. You see it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
See, the card should be like this.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not how they showed up.
No.
They showed up like this. That's in reverse. So it's like instead of her moving on, she's stuck. What's on her head? What's in her head? This is the kicker right here. What's in her head? What's there? Wheel of Fortune. When I think about the Wheel of Fortune in this capacity, I think about I'm willing to do anything to be free from this. I'm willing to do whatever it takes not to harm, but I'm willing to say what I have. It's like I'm willing to do whatever it takes to be free. I can't, because she said I can't even fake it. I can't. So it's like the Wheel of Fortune to just do it. I'm sure she didn't mean to do it because that is her coming unraveled. For someone to have it together, she became unraveled. I was shocked because she's so well poised mentally. And to see her break down like that and how they ran to her rescue. Beautiful thing. And over top of her head is the Wheel of Fortune. But we're going to get more into this. So this is the Wheel of Fortune. And that's where it is. It's like she had some terrible news to tell them all at the same time. And what she's saying, my life right now is all I think about is my death. My life is the Wheel of Fortune. I knew I was feeling her. To live with every day, to know that this stint is in me, to know I could have died just like that. The reality of it. They're saying to me, I can't work no more. And I'm stuck again, but this time it's different. I can't fake no more. What is she going to do? What her right hand, what her right arm, what her right arm going to do? What's going to do? Lovers. When I saw Lovers, I lied to you not. What I saw Lovers, itchy. Okay. Saw my 2 boys. That's what I see. Her 2 boys. Like I can't leave them. Like that's her anchor. Her 2 boys. My 2 boys. They need me right now. My 2 boys. Her pride and her joy. That's what I saw. What a powerful anchor. And then her accomplishments. What have she accomplished? Or what does she need to accomplish? 2 cards showed up here. So I'm going to say this is the first card that I saw. So that would mean to make sure that they don't be hungry. I want to make sure I got enough when my boys don't have to suffer. It's like I know what it's like to have, and now I see temperance. I know what it's like to have. I know what it's like to have, and I know what it's like to lose. I want to make sure that I leave my boys, this is real for her. I want to make sure that my boys, that I leave my sons in a place financially where they'll be okay in life. And now with the thing of, that's my accomplishment. That's what I waver, but that's my accomplishment, is to be able to give it. I'm wavering because of my sickness. Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I don't know. I've done it. I don't know if it's enough. She's up against, I don't know if it's enough. I don't know about my own sickness, what it's going to cost me, this and that. Did I work enough? If I should let it go. She's up against that. This is what I'm feeling so strongly. But we'll find out. But I definitely see temperance. And I see that the balance of it, because that's what she's working for, that she don't ever, that she'll be able to take care of herself when she's old and take care of her kids. This is why she says she worked the way she do. Her kids are her motivation. And she's single. So it's like, I gotta do it. I gotta be that. I get it. So with all of that, what is the block with Tracy?
What's the block card? Oh.
Reminiscing. She can't let it go. It keeps playing in her head. It's like that holding on. She hasn't been able to let go. That deep feeling inside. That it could have been me. It should have been me. Why I'm living? Why is this happening to me? Why not my sister? She was good. I should have did more. I just all of that. All of that. Let's do those corners. What those corners supposed to tell me, baby, from?
About how the energy is being influenced either directly or indirectly. Yes. The corners represents how the energy is influencing you.
So here, when I see here, when I'm taking it from the left, and that's me entering in, it's like financially you feel as though no matter how much you work, you haven't done enough. It's like I haven't done enough. And it's like I need strength. I just need more strength. In other words, I need time. Let my body be able to be strong for a little bit more time. Can I borrow time? I need strength in my body. If I can keep my mind strong, will my body be strong? I just want to just take and just do a little bit, because again, lacking that balance, the temperance. That's what I see the energy is. Also, I see the energy from the hermit. It's like you're running from yourself and running. It's like you're running away from something, but just to run up against yourself. It's like you're running, looking back. But what's right before you is the hermit. So whatever it is that you're running from, you're seeking it at the same time. You're running, but you're seeking. You're running with all of these thoughts, all these crazy thoughts, all these coulda, shoulda, wouldas, and might'ves, and all of that. All of those thoughts are all of that negative frequency, that guilt, that not wanting to let go. Feeling you could have done more, you couldn't have done nothing. It is what it is. And whatever that is coming up against your mind and telling you likewise, that's what you call a lying spirit. Why? Because you know that's where you were.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason. Even if you was hating on her at the moment this all happened, that's just where you were. Baby Crone, do I make sense?
Yes, you do.
So I see right here, you're running, you're looking back with all these thoughts just to run into the seeker until you make your peace. Make your peace with this. Make your peace. It wasn't you. It's not your time. Why her? Why Tracy?
That's a good question.
Now, I'm going to tell you what I see. I'm going to tell you exactly. Now, this is what popped in my mind.
Okay.
She finished her work. It was done. As a matter of fact, I feel as though she completed her task. Isn't this the 9?
Yeah.
Isn't this the one where the woman that has it all together, that have gotten everything that they ever wanted and more, and now sitting back, living a life of privilege like I did this?
Mm-hmm.
This is what she did it. And do I not see the cup saying, I'm moving on?
Yeah.
Do you not see it? Let's see. Okay. If I have it right, tell me.
Yes.
Moving on. It's right there. I can't make it up. Finished it. It was a psychic blow. It was hard. It was hard. It was hard for her. This was hard. You see her here, but she's still standing. She was still standing. At the very end, still standing. A good fight, and left and accomplished her dream. She did it. She did do it. And she left. Emotionally, she did not want to leave. But she finished her job. Is that not a 9?
Yes, it is.
It's not a 9, a number of completion?
It is.
Is this not a 9?
Yep, another 9.
Is that not a number of completion?
It is.
Okay, and doesn't nights don't have numbers?
That is also correct.
I rest my case. Cards are speaking.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of 9s as well, you also had the number 9, which is the Hermit. So.
Right there.
Mm-hmm.
This. So do you have a question?
Yes, my question is, will Toni Braxton be able to forgive herself?
We see a hope card. I don't know what this means.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell you what I have. I have the hope card. I have the 3 of Wands. And I have another knight. This time, the knight is rushing inward. So, but for me, it would be like this.
Yes.
That's how it would look to me. Okay. How it would look to you. But that's how it looked to me. So, when I see this, I'm saying, this doesn't make no sense to me. But then, I have to look at it another way. So I'm going to have to go diagonal. And so I see here is a 9 and here is a 3. And I see here that what would that have to do with this?
Okay.
Still lived long enough to accomplish her family. It was time to move on. Even here, looking out at another life, at another way, just looking out, it could be whatever you want. She's not looking. Here, she's looking directly at us. So technically, they would be looking at each other. But the way that the cards are, it wouldn't be that way.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and then we got the hope card. When you hope, what is hope? Hope is when you doubting. Hope is when things look bleak. Hope is when you're like, I don't know what to do. Right?
Mm-hmm. It is.
So if I take hope and I take number 3 and I say hope and I take number 3, and that is looking out in the world saying it's time to move on. It's time to go on. I've done all I can do. It's time to go on. I'm at a 3, which meaning that is a foundation, not a strong foundation, but it's certainly a foundation with mother and father and child. You know, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. It is a foundation in that 3, in that holy place. But to be a foundation on the earth, 4 is better. Yes?
Yes, it is.
So I'm saying if I'm having to break down, why would the knight show up dashing as if, why? It just seems to me, if I'm hoping on one end and on the other end, and in the middle, I'm like just looking out. And then on the other end, I got these negative thoughts and being reckless and what is that saying to me?
That somebody is trying. Well, it seems like somebody's on.
This
the
is
cycle.
Toni. We're talking about Toni
yes,
right now.
Toni is.
To the question you asked. You remember your question?
Yes, I do remember my question.
What was the question?
Talking about will she be able to forgive herself? And I see that she's hoping and trying to, and because we see the hope card. But with that Knight of Swords there, it seems like she keeps running back to that idea that keeps her from moving forward.
It's something that keeping her bound. Here, it's strong. It's a stronghold too. Whatever it is, it's strong because this is the ace.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and whenever I see the number 7, that means 7 deadlies in my book. And so when I come over here, when I ask about Tracy, she had a peaceful transition.
Mm-hmm.
Here, when we talk about Toni, it's like she's looking out, unable to release. I think this is a despair. She's in the spotlight. And I think she's just suffering with despair.
Okay.
And her own mortality. That just flew out. And I think this is warring up against her mind. However, she clinged to hope. She's clinging to hope, but these thoughts still war up in her mind.
Mm-hmm.
So right here, I want to know, will she find the result? Like for real, will there be a result? Okay. Okay, let's see, because this is what matters. I gotta go the way. If I'm gonna go and I want to do my corners, because that's what I put it out for. So if I'm gonna do my corners, I'm coming down. This is just heartbroken. Just heartbroken. She's just grieving. She's just grieving. But here I see also this is somebody who also count their accolades and know who they are and got the tenacity and the strength to be able to overcome anything. Their ego. Her ego, this is very strong. This is a very strong energy she's dealing with. But her ego is something about her, about this 9, that is saying emotionally, I will win, because on top, you see it's moving.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So even though the grief and having to let it go, because you see right now, right in the center, she's grieving right now. She's not over it. She's not over it. And maybe this is what she needs to really, maybe the public, I don't know what it is, but I see you. You see her. And I see the grieving card. There's no way around that. That's what I see. So with that being said, so we know that so let's say, should we be concerned because of this? And I can't get a straight answer like I want. Is Toni's life in danger?
Yes, that's a good one.
Okay. Now, I see a number 6.
Okay.
Now, when I see a number 6, I see pentacles, and I see, let me tell you what I see. So when I see the number 6, I see the pentacles, and I see a man with the scales. And scales always means about justice, right? So I see the man with the scales, but I see that he's feeding the poor, or he's feeding somebody he knows, whatever pops in your mind, to me, giving from what he has, right? Which leads me back to over here and over here, where I said it pops up again. It's Toni. It's about Toni. Will Toni stop working? Or is she going to do the wheel?
Okay.
Is Toni going to let it go, or is Toni going to push the wheel? She's thinking about this, is weighing her down too. This is where she holds the chalice in her hand and had to maybe give it up because of her heart. It's up to her, and this is a dark time for her. So if I had to look at the circumstances and now read my corners, I could see she's just in contemplation. I can see she will be victorious. But I think that it's going to become a sacrifice where Toni is going to have to give up her career.
Okay.
Of traveling and singing and putting that kind of stress on her heart. And I think that this is a thing that is weighing on her. Am I right about that? King of